Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for checking the video out. Today we have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today. So before we dive into these topics, do me a big favor. If you end up enjoying this video or finding it informative, be sure to leave it a like. Really helps the videos out more than you know. And if you are new here to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button as well. Now before diving into these topics, I do want to take a moment here to acknowledge that God of War Ragnarok is officially out, and I'm sure that many of you have been enjoying it since it launched. I know that I've been enjoying it, and so I want you to just leave your thoughts down below in the comments on what you think of God of War Ragnarok so far. Obviously, keep it spoiler free, but what are your first impressions of Ragnarok? Is it living up to your expectations? Is it falling short in some areas? I'll definitely be interested to see what you guys have to say, so let me know down in the comments below. But we are moving on to the first topic here, which is the announcement for the PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra lineup for November. And so when it comes to Premium, it's looking like another potentially weak month for most people. I mean, we know that Premium is an area where Sony has to do a lot of work, but it seems that this month Premium is focused exclusively on Ratchet & Clank, specifically PlayStation 3 Ratchet & Clank games. So these are the titles that you're looking at, and this is it. This is all that's been announced for Premium so far, so let me know what you think about that. But it's looking much better for PlayStation Plus Extra. There are quite a few titles here. 15 new games are being added, and some of these are going to be both PS5 and PS4 games like Chorus, Oddworld Soulstorm, Enhanced Edition. You're looking at a bunch of Kingdom Hearts games, Earth Defense Force titles, the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim for PS5 and PS4, some Tom Clancy games, so The Division 2, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, but also Rainbow Six Siege for both PS5 and PS4, and What Remains of Edith Finch. So there you go. That is the PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium lineup for November. Let me know your thoughts on it, and I do want to let you know that they will be joining the service specifically on November 15th. Moving on to the next topic, though, we are once again focused on Returnal, more specifically a PC port of Returnal, as evidence continues to mount that this is coming, and we will be getting an announcement of this at some point. This is coming from Gaming Bolt, where they say another game that rumors have pegged to get a PC launch in the near future is Returnal, which originally showed up on Steam's database under the codename Oregon. Since then, several other updates to the game on the Steam backend have continued to fan the rumors' flames, and here we've gotten more of that. As spotted by VGC, Returnal's Steam DB page has seen several more updates of late, and interestingly, a couple of them directly mention the game's name. Previously, the page has referred to the game as Oregon, but recent updates include direct mentions of Returnal. So I wanted to just continue to let you guys know that, yes, Returnal's coming to PC, and it's kind of surprising to me that it hasn't been announced yet, considering how much evidence is out there basically saying like, yep, this game is being ported to PC. Maybe it's simply because it's just not ready yet, and it's maybe taking a little bit longer than expected, but I've heard quite a few people express interest in playing a game like Returnal on PC, and we saw that more recent PC releases like Sackboy: A Big Adventure and even the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, they didn't do too great on PC, especially not compared to other Sony PC releases, and could be due to marketing, timing, and so it'll definitely be interesting to see how Returnal ends up doing in comparison whenever it launches on PC. But there you go, more evidence piles up. Moving on from that, though, we have an interesting update on the Last of Us HBO series. Reading from PlayStation Universe, it says the Last of Us HBO actor Murray Bartlett has heaped praise on the upcoming post-apocalyptic show, stating that a script for the adaptation of the Naughty Dog horror game offers one of the best hours of television ever. For those who are unaware, Murray Bartlett is playing the role of Frank in the Last of Us HBO show. Frank in the Last of Us game was Bill's partner, but we never actually got to see him. He was only kind of talked about off screen, or we kind of got insight to this character through letters and through the way Bill spoke about him. And it seems like in the show, he's actually going to have a more prominent role and we're going to see him. But this is exactly what the actor had to say. Quote, "The scripts that I had to work with, one particular script, is one of the best hours of television I've ever read. It's beautiful. It's beautifully written. There are these zombie creatures in it, but it's tender and it's human. I think it's going to be really special. I haven't seen any of it yet, but I'm really proud of the work we did, and I think it could be really, really wonderful," end quote. So that is what this actor had to say about his time working on The Last of Us HBO and specifically the script. And so, yeah, I have to say my excitement levels are not necessarily sky high or through the roof by any means when it comes to The Last of Us HBO series, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I do have higher expectations, and I liked everything I've seen of it so far. So yeah, I figured I would give you guys this update. Let me know if you plan to watch The Last of Us HBO series. Next up, we have a very interesting and I think important topic to go over regarding the Last of Us multiplayer game. Apparently, they have hired the Fortnite Battle Pass designer. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, it says the upcoming Last of Us multiplayer game has gotten a new developer in the form of Fortnite Battle Pass designer Anders Howard. The game has previously been rumored to be free to play, which would mean Naughty Dog will be leaning on monetization strategies to make some income from the title. Little is known about the multiplayer game set in the Last of Us universe, but monetization has been at the forefront of the game's design from the outset, as seen in the earliest job listings. Howard joined Naughty Dog as principal monetization designer this month, according to his LinkedIn profile, and it's possible he has some form of Battle Pass in mind. Having previously spent more than 7 years at Epic Games, Howard was the designer behind 8 seasons of content for Fortnite's Save the World mode, including economy, the skill tree, content scaling, and progression. He then moved on to the Battle Royale game mode, being part of the team that created the 12 seasons of Battle Pass quest and progression content. The game seems to be a major part of Sony's foray into live service games. The success of Fortnite's monetization model is something many games aspire towards, and it remains to be seen how much influence that game will have on The Last of Us multiplayer. Now, this is a pretty big get for Naughty Dog because anybody who has played Fortnite, or more specifically has played multiple titles that feature a battle pass, and it's actually extremely common today. In fact, pretty much every major multiplayer game or live service game has some form of a battle pass, and they all do it differently. They will tell you that Fortnite by far offers the best battle pass out there. Now, me personally, I do not play Fortnite, so I can't speak to it, but I have to say that this gives me a lot of hope that whatever Naughty Dog is planning to do with The Last of Us multiplayer when it comes to monetization and creating a type of battle pass, which, to be honest, I absolutely do expect this game to offer a battle pass, gives me a ton of confidence that they're going to be able to do it right and to create a battle pass that is fair and fun and engaging and doesn't come off as something that's overly tedious, overly grindy, not rewarding enough, and simply just not worth the money. So I had to be sure to let you guys know about this, because if there's anything here that I think should give you an idea of what to expect, it's again something like this. I've been saying for quite some time, and I can't wait to see the game, that this is going to be massive. This is going to be an absolutely massive undertaking for Naughty Dog, and you better believe that Sony is looking to Naughty Dog here to lead the way when it comes to their live service efforts. Naughty Dog made it clear that this project is in some ways bigger than anything they've ever done in the single player space, and the fact that they now have one of the core developers and designers that worked at Epic Games on Fortnite and is responsible for the Battle Pass, that's a pretty big deal. And again, that should just let you know what Sony is trying to achieve with this Last of Us multiplayer game. So be sure to let me know your thoughts on that. Moving to the next topic, though, we are talking about Sony Santa Monica and how it was recently revealed that the team over at Santa Monica is now a 400-strong development team. So again, we are kind of seeing just how large some of these major AAA development teams underneath PlayStation Studios are becoming. Reading from PlayStation Universe, it says Sony Santa Monica Studio, the developer behind the critically acclaimed God of War Ragnarok, has grown to a 400-strong team. That's according to the game's director Eric Williams, who revealed the figure during an interview with GQ magazine after reviews on the game were published last week. Quote, "I put a lot of responsibility on what we do. I know it's just video games or whatever, but if you could see outside my office right now, there's a wall with this huge 6-foot by 6-foot plaques of the games we've shipped. When I look at the plaques, I see the faces of the people I worked with on those games, from the 40-people team all the way up to the 400-person team," end quote. So this is certainly interesting to be hearing, because we knew that Sony Santa Monica, I mean, we've known for some time that it's a large studio. We've also known that PlayStation is continuing to grow their teams, but to get the confirmation that Sony Santa Monica is likely now over 400 people strong, that's huge. And what this also reminds me of, and I feel as though this is the perfect time to kind of remind everybody else, is that Sony Santa Monica has been working on a new AAA IP for a little while now. And if I'm not mistaken, Cory Barlog is the one kind of helming that and leading the charge there. And we have almost no information on this new IP, but the fact that Eric Williams is revealing they are a 400-person team, that absolutely should let you know that, yeah, they have more than one game in development. Certainly any team that's that large likely has more than one game in development. Granted, the past year probably saw most of this 400-person team completely focused on making sure they can get God of War Ragnarok where it needs to be. But now, at this point, they're likely full steam ahead with this new IP. So wanted to let you guys know about that. And the final topic here, again, talks about Eric Williams and something interesting he revealed with this GQ interview. Reading from PlayStation Lifestyle, God of War Ragnarok director Eric Williams has revealed that some members of the team were freaking out just 3 months ago because they thought the game wasn't good enough. In this new interview with GQ, both Williams and God of War 2018 director Cory Barlog discussed the making of Ragnarok and how the team remains motivated. Much like the 2018 game, Ragnarok received glowing reviews across the board with only one outlier. That's quite a feat for Williams, considering Barlog set the bar pretty high 4 years ago. Williams told GQ that with the game being on store shelves, some members of the team will want to jump onto the next project without taking a break, even though they were panicking just 3 months ago. Quote, "They were freaking out 3 months ago. Holy crap, the game's not good. What are we going to do? I can't even imagine how they feel today," end quote. So I just thought that this was something that was worth mentioning, because it is crazy to think that I feel like it would have been pretty difficult for Sony Santa Monica and the team there to really get to a point where Ragnarok would end up being a bad game. I mean, I understand that it's likely that most people felt, yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to surpass what we did before. There's no way we're going to be able to get another 94 on Metacritic. That's just too difficult. But to think that there were some people who just straight up were like, I don't know that this game's going to be good, it goes to show that, you know, they're very critical of their own work, and they're always a little bit nervous about whether or not they're going to be able to live up to expectations. So I'm sure they're all feeling incredibly relieved at this point. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you did find it informative. If you did, be sure to leave it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.